My name is Kevin Neff. I'm an award-winning brand creator, director, and producer who for over 25 years has worked with everyone from mom and pop brick and mortars to multi-million-dollar businesses. But I'm best known for being outside the box when it comes to all things marketing and brand creation. Join me now as I sit down with industry experts and professionals as they share not only their personal stories of success, but the keys to obtaining as well. Right now on Kevin Neff's Speaking of Success. First thing, I'd like to say, Bob, thank you for being here today. I know you've got a lot going on.
Thanks a lot, Kevin.
And I'd also like to follow that up by saying, first and foremost, thank you for serving our country. For those of the viewers that don't know, Bob is a military veteran. And I'd like to start the story and the interview there is, when you were in the Navy, that's when you first realized you kind of had a knack for not only seeing, but seizing on opportunities, wasn't it?
Yeah, quite simply, when I was a young man, I grew up watching the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau. And I had an interest in scuba diving. That led to an interest in commercial diving when I was in high school. That led to an interest in Navy diving. So when I graduated high school, I enlisted in the Navy, became a Navy diver, one of the proudest moments of my life. I was 19 years old when I graduated Navy dive school. Navy diving led to Navy Explosive Ordnance Disposal, or what's known as EOD. And after I graduated from Navy EOD school, that really opened my eyes to the potential that I had as an individual, but also the potential that I had as a member of a team and teams that travel around the world and do big and bold things. And so it's through my exposure to the EOD community that I was able to recognize things that other people don't necessarily see. And that led to the business opportunity that I created with iFLY Virginia Beach indoor skydiving.
You already mentioned something that I know from having known you personally is that the word team is very important to you and plays a part not only in your military career, but in the business world, doesn't it?
I will say that what I've discovered in the business world is that a lot of businesses are not structured as well as they could be. And when I talk to my peers in the business world, other business owners, when you operationally structure an organization and then hold people accountable, as I said, I empower my group, focused leadership, focused teamwork, amazing results happen. And I took a military structure of organization and operation, and I applied it to my business, and it's just working incredible. Teams make great things happen. Very rarely in the history of the world has one individual made great things happen as opposed to a team of people with great leadership. Individuals are often cited or credited for things when really they led the team or it was a team effort overall. In my case, I've benefited from great leaders on great teams throughout my career, and I benefit from that today. I happen to be the leader of my business and my company and my team, and as a leader, it's my responsibility to make sure I develop everybody that works for me.
Now, you are the CEO of iFLY Virginia Beach, but take us back to what the catalyst of becoming that was while you were still in the Navy.
Sure. So one of my last assignments while I was on active duty, I was what was called the Combat Support Officer for an advanced training unit. Basically, this training unit took troops and prepared them for deployment, whether it be to a war zone or other world location. And specifically, my role was to enable sustainment and advanced training for all things Navy diving and all things military freefall, parachuting. And in that parachuting role, we would travel around the country and use vertical wind tunnels to simulate the free fall phase of a military operation to train and hone our skills. And when we were at these other locations around the country, I saw the full business model play out, which is mom, dad, and the kids, the 3-year-old, her 30-year-old mom, her 65-year-old grandmother. We saw the 18-year-olds on a date. We saw the birthday parties and the bachelor parties. And we would always come back to Virginia Beach and say, Why isn't there a facility like that here?
You've had tremendous success, as I believe you in 2018, for the second year in a row, will be hosting the U.S. Nationals, which this year I believe is the qualifier for the U.S. team members for the World Cup in Bahrain in October. How did that come about, and why have you had such a large amount of success in such a short amount of time?
So the large amount of success in a short amount of time is 100% again attributable to the team that I have. We apply very focused leadership and very focused teamwork within our team of 30 or so people. Focused leadership at my level, but also I have 4 managers, and they are empowered to run their departments, and they're resourced properly to run their departments. I am really in support of them if they need resources or if they need guidance. I'm available to them. So I let the leaders lead, and then everybody else, as I said, it's a very focused team effort.
Amongst all your success that you've had both in your personal life but also in the business world, but giving back to the community is very important to you, isn't it?
It's very important. One is St. Mary's Home. We did a fundraiser for them. These are children who are born with severe disabilities. They spend most of their life in living in this advanced care facility, and they spend most of their lives in a wheelchair. And we brought these kids in and flew them, 8 of them. It was one of the best days we've ever had at iFLY Virginia Beach.
I don't believe you can have a dry eye if you have a beating heart. I mean, I have goosebumps right now. And the great thing is, and Zach, one of your lead instructors, said that very thing, that it was very moving. And it was to all of us, and even when I watched the video of that. As we end up here today, talk a little bit about what's on the future for you, but then also in your own terms, because this is speaking of success, if you were to give one tip or one thought to the people watching this about creating their own success, what it would be?
So the tip part, simple, and it's something I've done my entire adult life, and that's physical fitness and lifelong learning, or what I call E2, exercise and education. There's no doubt in my mind that if those weren't daily parts of my life, from early adulthood, my entire professional life, that I wouldn't own and operate the business that I do in the capacity that I do today, and I wouldn't have seen the opportunity, or I wouldn't recognize some of these other opportunities I'm looking at. So physical energy fuels mental capacity. It's no secret. Most people have experienced that. And then in my case, that mental capacity feeds right back into physical energy. So one recommendation would be a lifelong learner and maintain a high degree of physical fitness.
And last but not least, we always like to find out something from our guests. What is one thing you'd like to share with our viewers that they might not know about Robert Pizzini?
My favorite song on the planet is Ave Maria by just about any artist that performs it, although Pavarotti and the Cranberries probably one of the better versions.
And you were able to actually say that with a straight face. That really is. Why is that?
It brings calm.
Like,
it brings
why
calm.
is that?
It brings peace. It just brings calm to me.
You're not a calm guy. Well, I think there's one other thing you're leaving out. Rumor has it you not only bang the skins, but seem to have a knack for hanging out with rock stars and things.
Yeah, so I had the great fortune of having dinner with Mark Schulman last night, the drummer for Pink, and I'm an ad hoc drummer. I'm not the drummer for Pink, obviously, but we had a great discussion. And when I was telling him how unskilled I am, I mentioned that the one song I definitely know how to play very well is "Enter Sandman" by Metallica. And he said he didn't even know how to play that one, and I said, I'll be happy to teach you, Mark.
Bob, thank you so much for not only your time, but sharing your wisdom. I really appreciate it. And I know great things are on the horizon for you, and I wish you continued success and your team.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bob.